Hello everybody, it's me Alex Hunted, and today I just wanted to do another video, basically just, off the script sort of thing. I just wanted to talk about things that I felt were unpopular opinions, well, things that I have opinions about with the Godzilla franchise that, with the fandom, would be seen as unpopular opinions. Because, that's the great thing about having a fandom and a franchise that's lasted as long as Godzilla has, is there are going to be differing opinions. There's going to be people who like one thing but don't like another, and then people's opinions will vary. That's a great thing about a fandom, and something that's lasted as long as Godzilla is there will be differing opinions, and the main thing is no one opinion is right. I want to make this absolutely clear. These are my opinions, and they're my unpopular opinions, but they are just my opinions. I'm not having a go at anyone who differs to me. These are just what I think, and this is just my theories, my thoughts on a certain part of topics of Godzilla. So let's get right into the first one of my opinions. I think Tokyo SOS is a very overrated Godzilla movie. As you remember from my countdown of all the Godzilla movies, I put Tokyo SOS in the 20s, and that was because I felt it was just one of the most overrated Godzilla movies that's ever been made. And it's funny because when I look at a lot of top 10 lists, Tokyo SOS appears in quite a lot of them, and I just do not agree. I feel it's one of the weakest, it's definitely the weakest Mechagodzilla movie that's been made until, City on the Edge of Battle, but would you class that as a Mechagodzilla movie? I definitely do think it's a movie that is a downgrade on everything from the movie it preceded, because this is a direct sequel from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, and it's just not as good in any way. The story is basically a retread of the first one, but they just shoveled in Mothra. And then we have the characters. The best character from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, they just get rid of her. They don't kill her off, luckily. They just send her off to Europe for more training. Because, as you know from her fight with Godzilla in the first movie, she needed more training and was not completely on top of Godzilla in that sense. Also, I do think that this Godzilla is possibly the weakest Godzilla in the whole franchise. And no, I don't count Zilla because it's not a Godzilla, it's Zilla. The Godzilla from in the Kiryu saga, I definitely think is the weakest one, and that really, really puts things down to me, because Godzilla's supposed to be the antagonist. He's supposed to be the bad guy of these movies, and he just comes off as really weak. He doesn't come off as the big threat he's supposed to be. He doesn't die or anything like that. But he never, at once, do I ever feel like Godzilla was, a threat, was on top in this situation. Hell, the first time he meets Godzilla, in Mechagodzilla in this, he flat out just stands there and then runs away. Godzilla shouldn't run away. That's just my opinion, and I definitely do think it's an overrated movie, and just a downgrade on everything that preceded it. It's just, the characters aren't as good, the story is just a retread. Yes, you got Mothra in there, but what does Mothra really add to the story apart from Mothra being there? The fight scene with Godzilla and Mothra isn't that good either, because it's mostly just Mothra just flapping her wings using a scale attack. That goes on for a extremely long time. It doesn't make it, it's not a good fight scene. I really don't know what Mothra really adds to this movie. If you took Mothra out of the movie, what would really change? Anyway, that's just my opinion, and for my next opinion, Godzilla Final Wars is the best movie to watch with friends. Now, you'll see this later on when I upload a video I did when I went over to vote Actor 07's place, and we did some robot fighting, we watched some Doctor Who, and we also did a couple of Godzilla videos, because I wanted to introduce them into the world of Godzilla, because that was something they were interested in doing. So I brought over some Godzilla movies for them to watch, and we watched two of them. We watched the 1954 original, and we watched Final Wars. The 50-year gap, there's quite a gap in between the two movies we watched, but that was because that was just their picks. And we had an absolute ball watching Final Wars. Final Wars was such a great time to watch with friends, because you just have, I'm going to not say that Final Wars is the best Godzilla movie ever made, because it's not. In fact, it's probably on the basis of it being a movie, when it comes to story and characters and all that sort of stuff, it's probably one of the worst, but for sheer entertainment, for sheer just pure joy, Godzilla Final Wars is probably one of the best. It's probably also the Godzilla movie that I've watched the most because it's the best one to put on when you're in a bad mood. If you're feeling down and you want to get your spirits lifted up, put on Godzilla Final Wars. You'll have a big smile. It's such a great movie to watch with friends, just to riff along with friends and just to have an absolute ball because that's basically what the movie was. It wasn't setting out to be the Shin Godzilla or the 54 movie. It was supposed to be a celebration of everything that Godzilla was, and they did it the best way they could by just making it insane, and I absolutely adore it for that. And I definitely think that if you want to watch a Godzilla movie with friends, you can show them 1954 original, but you have to be in the right mood for that. But if you want to watch a proper, just have a great time, then Godzilla Final Wars is the best one for it. And for my next opinion, I think Gojira, the 1954 original, isn't the best Godzilla movie to watch. Now, let me preface this as I think the 1954 Godzilla movie is the best Godzilla movie. It's not my favourite, but it's the outright best movie out of the franchise. But you have to be in the right mind to watch it. If you think this is going to be like a normal Godzilla movie, all goofiness and men, guys in suits fighting each other, it's not. It's a serious metaphorical movie about the horrors of nuclear war and the horrors of the nuclear bomb, and you have to be in the right mood to watch this movie because it is a very dark movie. It's very dark. You cannot, you have to be in the right mindset to watch a movie like Gojira because you're not going to have a good time watching it because that's not the movie it's trying to be. It's not trying to be an entertainment blockbuster movie. It's meant to be a metaphorical political piece against the horrors of the nuclear bomb from a country that faced the only country that has had a nuclear bomb dropped on it in aggression 9 years ago when the movie came out. So, these emotions are fresh. These wounds are deep and they're still hurting. And this movie just opens them up and just lets them out, lets it all bleed out. It is not a movie you want to have. You will not be in a good mood after you watch that movie. You will be upset. You will be depressed. You'll be, it's a think piece. It's a movie that makes you think. It's not subtext. It's real text. It's there and it's a great movie. It's an honest to God amazing movie. But you can't watch it. You can't. It's not a Godzilla movie. You're just like, all right, I want to watch a Godzilla movie. I know. I'll watch the 1954 one. That's for me. That's very rarely the one I want to go. It's very rarely the one I pick off the shelf and go, that's the Godzilla movie I'm going to watch. It's not. It's a great movie. It's an outstanding movie. It's one of the best movies ever made. But it's not a movie you can watch in the right mind. I feel that Mothra, Mechagodzilla and King Ghidorah are overused and need a break. Now, that being said, I am very excited to see Mothra and King Ghidorah in the 2019 Godzilla movie, but let's be honest, these two need a break. They have been in far too many Godzilla movies recently. It just seems to be the staple thing that Toho do is a Godzilla movie doesn't do very well, so let's bring out the regular ones. Let's have a Mothra movie, let's have a Mechagodzilla movie, let's have a King Ghidorah movie. It happened in the Heisei era and it happened in the Millennium era. And it also happened it also felt like that was sort of the thing that happened in the anime trilogy. We were promised that there was going to be all these old kaijus coming back, but what did we get? Well, we didn't get Mechagodzilla. We got a city called Mechagodzilla. We got Manda glowing that was called King Ghidorah, and we got a shadow reflection that was Mothra. That's basically all we got. But still, those were the monsters that was mainly focused on. Again, and this isn't me hating on these kaijus because I love these kaijus. I love these three, but God damn Toho, do something else. Do something. You've treaded so much ground with these three. Do something else. Just do another kaiju movie. Have some characters that we've wanted to have back for years. We wanted to see Destroyer back, or Space Godzilla, or Gigan, or Orga. Have Anguirus come back, or stuff like that. You have a great opportunity with this world of Godzilla movies that you're going to be doing with. I just really hope that they don't just resort back to doing Mothra, Mechagodzilla, King Ghidorah movies, because I love them, but I want them to take a break. I don't want them. I want them after the 2019 movie. I don't want them to show up in a Godzilla movie for quite a while. I want them to be. I want them to have new kaiju's or bring back really old kaiju's. Not just resort back to the ones that they can stick on the poster for marketing and say, look, it's going to be Godzilla versus King Ghidorah for the 9th millionth time. You know, that's just my opinion. Again, like I said, I love these kaiju's. They're some of my favourite, but they're sort of like the Daleks in Doctor Who. You love them. You always want to see them come back, but, you know, sometimes there has to be a gap. There has to be a reasonable gap. You have to, between stories. And I don't think that I think Toho need to do that with with Mechagodzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Is just give them a break. Just give them a break, and make their build up, make their return anticipated, not just oh god, here we go again. You know, build on them, make them seem like like the big five that they're supposed to be. You know, Rodan's getting more love now recently. You know, Rodan's sort of been the forgotten big five member of the big five. It's just been about Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, King Ghidorah, and Mothra, and there's Rodan on the side. And I definitely feel like those four. Well, you can't have a Godzilla movie without Godzilla, obviously, but those three of Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla, they need to be just put away for a while and let the anticipation of their return build. Don't go for them straight away. Do something else first. Invent new kaiju. Bring back old ones. Do other stuff first before you bring them back. And for my fifth and final unpopular opinion of this video, I think Godzilla 2019 is being overhyped. Now, that doesn't mean I think this movie is going to be bad. I just feel like it might be another case of Godzilla 2014, as where the anticipation for what this movie could be, it will be a check that this movie can't cash. I definitely think that 2019 looks better than 2014, but still, I do worry that it's going to be a victim of its own hype again, where people are going to go in expecting this amazing, this amazing movie, the best Godzilla movie ever made, and it's not going to be that. It's going to be a good movie, but the hype behind it of how good it's going to be is not going to live up to the expectation, and that's just a shame, because there is so much hype behind this movie. People are so excited to see this movie. They've got the fandom, and even just people who just know what Godzilla is and are just casual fans are very excited for this movie, and I worry it's going to be overhyped again. And I don't want that to happen again, because I do think the 2014 Godzilla movie is a decent movie, but it was too overhyped. It was overhyped as this amazing movie, and it was a check it couldn't cash, and I just believe it's going to be happening again with the 2019 movie. That I think the 2019 movie is going to be better, but I don't want it to be another victim of its own hype, which will end up hurting the movie like it did the 2014 movie, because the 2014 movie did well. It made over 500 million worldwide, but the first weekend to the second weekend was a massive drop-off, because the hype was gone, because people saw it and they said, oh, Godzilla's hardly in it. Well, that was overhyped. I don't want that to happen again with the 2019 one, because again, it looks really good, and I want this MonsterVerse to succeed, because I want more Godzilla movies. Today's time's a great time to be a kaiju fan, and I just don't want this to derail it all, in a way. But anyway, that's my unpopular Godzilla opinions. Tell me what your unpopular opinions are in the comments below. They could be like, you like a movie that not a lot of people like, or you dislike a movie that a lot of people like, or other opinions like that. And I might do a follow-up video where I look over your unpopular opinions and I give my thoughts on what your unpopular opinions are. So, if you want to see more, I have a Patreon, which I really need to get back to doing some Patreon stuff. But anyway, I have a Patreon. You can subscribe, you can comment, and you can do all that good stuff. And I'm Alex the Hunter, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.